about this run that the Patriots just had for 19 years or 18 years?
Well, I was very fortunate to have access to Kraft, to Belichick, to Brady, to Bledsoe, to a lot of these players. And one of the reasons that I wrote the book in a way that you see the personalities of these guys is because I think it's really important when trying to explain this 20-year run they've been on and the greatness. It's just like trying to explain Tiger Woods. You can't expect to just wake up and say, my son's going to be the next Tiger Woods or the next LeBron James or the next Tom Brady or the next dynasty is going to be here. Because what you realize is that so much of their success is rooted in their personality, the way they're wired and built. And so in New England, what we've seen is this remarkable confluence of three people who come together in the year 2000. Robert Kraft, who hires Bill Belichick, who then drafts Tom Brady. Those three men together, while very different individually as people, they're very different people, they're different guys. But when you put them together, there's a uniqueness there. What they share in common and overrode all their differences was their competitiveness. That killer instinct we talked about earlier in this interview with Brady. I think Bill Belichick, who never shows it. This is not a guy who you see ranting and raving on the sideline. Think about basketball coaches, right? They scream at the refs and they do tantrums on the sideline and you go, wow, that guy's intense. Bill Belichick doesn't do that. This is a guy who, when they kick a field goal to win the Super Bowl with 8 seconds left, shows no emotion at all. It's almost like you wonder, like, does that guy have a pulse? I mean, he doesn't show emotion that way. But my goodness, if you want to talk about someone who has killer instinct, who would do anything to win, Bill Belichick possesses that in spades, and so does Robert Kraft. And so they have a player who they've entrusted the franchise to, Brady, who they know has that. And when you're on the sideline, you hear and see it. Everyone on that field knows there's nobody more competitive, no who would do whatever, who would, jump over a pile and expose his back to the incoming helmet of Ray Lewis. That's a pretty tenacious competitor. I mean, that's who Tom Brady is. And then who will get up and in Ray Lewis's face, shout him down. I mean, that's like, there's just, who else does that? I mean, they know they have that guy. I mean, and Brady knows when he looks on the sideline and sees the guy with a headset on, he knows that guy is just as committed to winning as he is. And they both know when they look up at the owner's box, the guy who's writing the checks, there's nothing more that he wants than to win year after year after year after year. And I think that's what it takes. Like, you have to have equal determination to do what it takes. And so the coach and the quarterback, they're in the building before everybody else, and they're there longer than everyone else. And here's the thing. You'd say, well, yeah, I get that when they're trying to build the dynasty, but once they get the dynasty built, when you're telling me that the quarterback who's now been there for 15 years and has more hardware than anyone else, he's still the first guy there and the last guy to leave? Wow. I mean, so when you walk into that building as a new free agent that's just signed a contract, or you're the rookie that just got drafted, when you see that that's still the way that Belichick and Brady are, that's pretty intimidating. And it's like, it tells you right away, like, I've either got to be like that, or I should go play somewhere else.
Wow. I love this. This was awesome. Jeff, thank you so much for coming on and talking about it. If you guys haven't checked out his book yet, The Dynasty, it's available wherever books are sold. I would highly recommend it. Jeff, thank you so much for coming on the show, and please write another book soon.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was great talking to you.
All righty.
Perfect. That was a very, very good interview. I didn't want it to stop.
Bro, is it bad for me to say? I mean, it wasn't Hurricanes related, but I have no issue saying this. That was probably our best interview.
Yeah, like I honestly could have gone on another few hours. Because every time he'd tell a story, like I mean, he did a fantastic job answering questions in depth, and it's like I would ask one question and he would give an incredible, 5-minute answer. And after that answer, I'd all of a sudden have 15 questions about everything he said,
And this guy, like, that's a guy who had access to the greatest coach of all time, the greatest quarterback football player of all time. And perhaps, I think he shed light on, that Robert Kraft might just be the greatest owner in sports history.
Well, I mean, let's not you're making me gag, Marsh.
Dude, I know that so many people hate the Patriots, but just reading that book or listening to that interview, you sure as hell better respect them.
Disputing anything you're saying, it's just like making me dry heave a little bit. I will if I have to, but I don't like to.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I don't like to, but if I have to admit Brady's the best, I will. But I would rather chew glass or something.
Oh God, that was so awesome. And one last thing before we get Mike on the show, when he was talking about Robert Kraft and just how everybody in the system have to be committed, I thought a lot about Blake James.
Yeah.
I mean, I know like for an athletic director, it's different because you have so many different sports, but for the University of Miami, football is the sport. And it's, God, it kind of made you jealous of Patriot fans, to be honest.
I mean, if you're an administrator at Miami, there's only two things that you care about, and it's like health and football. And if you're the athletic director, then all you care about is football, right? And really, I mean, I think Julio Frank should care more about football than health, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
because with no football program, there wouldn't be health, right?
True. Oh, God, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, is our friend Mike ready?
He is ready, yeah.
Let's get him on.
Mike, what's up, bro?
Oh, what's up? Hold on, wait. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Mike, long time no talk, big bro. What's up?
How you been, man? I'm all right. How you guys been?
I'm good. Just settled back in the old South Florida, so things are good.
Yeah, man. I had fun following your cross country trek there. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh my dude, that was 5 days of hell.
Yeah.
That was besides the quick trip I made to the Cowboys Stadium, like the rest of it was, I wouldn't wish that. I mean, just 5 days in a van packed with every valuable possession, along with two other people and a dog.
Oh, how the hell did you get inside that stadium?
Got some connections, man. Got some connections.
I forgot who I'm talking to. I'm sorry about that.
Mike, I was thinking about you during our last interview, man. We just interviewed a guy that Jeff Benedict wrote a book on the Patriots Dynasty, and dude, it's like a must-listen interview for any sports fan. It was incredible. Yeah.
I'll be sure to listen to it once you guys drop it, man. Of course.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Okay, but let's get to the Canes. 24 hours away. Are we going to break the bye-week losing streak?
Yes, the hell we are. And I don't understand the worries behind. Well, I mean, I guess I can say.
Yeah, you can't say that you don't understand the worries.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to live in last year, man. That's last year. We're 5-1 now. Okay, we're on a 2-game win streak now. Things are different now. The culture seems to be different now. And, coaching staff is different now. So I'm living in the now. And yes, we're going to win. I'm kind of confused as to how the hell the game's going to go, man, because their quarterback is gone. I get it. They give up a lot of yards. And I don't know if I'm expecting a shootout or a blowout. I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what to expect either. I do think the Wolfpack are a pretty good team, but like you said, they're kind of snake bit right now.
Yeah.
From starting hot, losing their quarterback, losing a game, and then we'll see what happens. I don't really have a projection either. I can tell you that I'm worried about the chunk plays that we give up, but
Yeah.
for the most part, like our defense hasn't been great this season, but they've taken care of business. And I don't know. You guys hear me. Like I've been worried every week. Like, is this the week that we're just going to fold like a lawn chair? And it hasn't happened yet, besides Clemson. But that, I'm not going to go into that.
Go ahead, Marsh.
No. I cut you off. Go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say that I have grown to. I don't even want to use the word accept, but whatever adjective you want to put when I finish this thought, I'm that bend but don't break. Listen, it is what it is, man. And yeah, I mean, that's where we are right now. And at the end, like, what game was it? It was the Pittsburgh game. You look on the TL and everything, everybody, all hell's breaking loose. At the end of the game, they gave up 22 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's like, well, goddamn, and it just always seems to me that they bottle it up. What did I miss? It seems like they bottle things up once they get in the red zone, So, look, man, I'm fine with it. It doesn't look picture perfect. Kane's traditional defense how we're used to, but we're probably never going to see defenses like that again. So
yeah. Well, I have a question for you though, because you're pro defense. Before the season, one of my takes was that this would be our worst defense that we've seen since Manny Diaz got to campus. Is that true so far or no?
Statistically, I think it is, right? I think it is statistically, because they're giving up like 130, I guess, on like somewhere in that vicinity on the ground per game. That's not many-ish, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even have the stats in front of me, but and then in the air, I think it's pretty much around that, but or what we're used to. But statistically, yeah. But I still think they can get better, man. They clearly haven't reached what the hell they can hit. They're not meeting their potential yet. And I just, we got to see how that's going, man.
Well, I have a hot take, and this isn't even a hot take. This defense will not reach its full potential I think this could be an elite defense, like a top 15, top 10 defense, even without a guy like Gregory Rousseau. But I don't think defense is going to reach its full potential with Blake Baker as a defensive coordinator. Do you agree or not?
That's for me?
For both of you.
Go ahead, Jordan.
I don't know if I'm pushing all my chips in on that just yet. But I mean, if you
George.
Oh yeah, so you had just said, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just heard a noise, but anyways, so I think Marsh, you had said that we're not going to reach our potential with Blake Baker, and that's what I was about to talk on, and I don't know how to feel about Blake yet. I feel like you might be right in that. The stats and the eye test aren't always like, they don't always go perfectly together, right? Because our statistics on defense were fine last year, and they're fine again this year. But the optics of this defense just isn't good under Blake. Do you guys get where I'm going with that? Is like, even though I think we finished top 30 last year, it didn't feel like we had a top 30 defense. It didn't feel like our defense is even close to as good as the 5 seasons previous. And that's kind of how I feel about this year too. Like it statistically, there's a lot of areas that it's performing great. But dude, it just doesn't look like the defenses we had when Mark Richt was head coach. So I mean, maybe you guys can expound on that a little bit, but that's kind of my take on it.
You're gonna appreciate this, Jordan, because I'm gonna compare this, and it's gonna be a great comparison. I'm gonna drop a basketball reference. So check this out. there was this huge debate between Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman because Max Kellerman got dogged wrongfully for saying that Kawhi Leonard in the postseason